家里没一个拍了，
这3个呢？
都有3个拍啊。
Hello. Hi. Hello, little boy. Bye. The kid was about 8 months old, I guess. Walking already. Yep. Years from now, he might see a little kid walking in front of him as he's running. So today is Wednesday, so I owe you a show. It has just turned 10 o'clock. And I'm just about to cross Shelbourne and head for the trails. Okay, so I'm safely across one of the busy streets in my neighborhood. The street where my grocery store is, the Mount Doug Market. I'm heading for the Feltham Trail. I'm going to do a Mount Doug Loop, but in reverse. They were doing some, I guess it's preservation of the natural vegetation on the Feltham Trail. They have a group dedicated to eradicate all the invasive species, which they like to call them. Not necessarily the weeds, but the weeds that were brought here by the Europeans. That far back. They're doing a lot of roadworks and repairs at the moment. I think it's one of those seasonal things. Today I'm wearing my Brooks trail shoes. Not Brooks, what am I saying? Asics trail shoes. They might get wet today when I'm on Mount Doug, because it has been 1 or 2 days of quite consistent, persistent rain. So I think that's the end of our first winter storm. I'm now on the Feltham Trail, so my footsteps should be a lot quieter than usual. I've been doing a fair amount of hard surfaces lately. I went down to buy a pasta machine yesterday, and it was memorable in a way because I've been talking about this pasta machine for months now. I guess Derek is the only one, is not the only one with obsessive, compulsive affectations, I guess you could call them. My job is to try and help him through some of the less important fixations in his life. Yeah, with me it's the other way around. I tend to not look at the minutiae, more interested in the big picture kind of thing, but I just saw a blue jay, crested bird about the size of a crow with a black crest and a blue chest. They're quite common here in the winter, blue jays. They're not like the Toronto blue jay bird. That's a more colourful species. These ones are called Stella jays. Hi. Yep. So the pasta machine, yep. It's now in my inventory. It's a story that began with beer and ended with yesterday's run. This is the Bow Park ramp heading down. I made a batch of bread with some collected yeast from my latest, or from my then latest batch of homebrew. And I've used this yeast in the past to make bread, not wanting to put it to waste. Anyway, I made quite a large batch, as it happens, of bread, and obviously you have to wait for the bread to rise before you can bake it. So I waited, I put it in a warm oven, I waited, it still didn't rise. So I figured, well, there's still quite a lot of good quality ingredients here. There's whole wheat flour, there's salt, sugar, oil. Anyway, so not wanting to waste it, I thought, well, what can I do with this unbaked, unleavened dough? It occurred to me that that's pretty much the same ingredients as pasta. And I remember from my cooking days that we used to roll out the pasta and make lasagna with it and stuff like that. Anyway, so I ended up cutting it into balls about the size of a billiard ball, and then rolling them out and cutting them with a chef's knife and a ruler as linguine. Very laborious job. I mean, obviously I wasn't cooking for the army, so could get away with pretty much that one ball of dough for my meal. I have in the past used unleavened dough as dumplings. Anyway, so I ended up using the ruler and the knife technique for about 6 days or more, until all the dough had been used up as various forms of pasta. Anyway, I thought this would be a lot easier if I had a machine that would roll the dough flat and into long strips, which is exactly what my new pasta machine will do. But I still had some fusilli, some of those spiral noodles, and I think my plan was to make spaghetti sauce with those spiral noodles for my sons and I for supper. But normally Norma feeds them, and I guess she's getting a little pissed off with me not helping her with that chore. So I decided that I would cook spaghetti sauce for our supper tonight, which I did yesterday, but they don't eat red meat, so I made it with ground chicken. Now this will meet the approval of my family, but unfortunately for me, I still prefer ground beef. So this little gesture that I'm making will be history by tonight. Tonight, in case I don't remember, is yoga. I'm reminding myself now about yoga tonight at 7:15. This week I think I'm just going to take the bike both ways, unless Derek gets his act together and we go for a practice ride. This would be where we would be practicing. I'm now on Mount Douglas Crossroad, heading towards the Lockside Trail and water. I drank at the very beginning of this, just before I started recording. There's a water fountain at the back of the Gordon Head Rec Center, which needs to be adjusted. It's one of those water fountains that give you a face wash at the same time. The jet is kind of more like a sprinkler head on a shower than a nozzle for drinking. But I needed a face wash, tell you the truth. So I quite appreciated it, but I was much more conscious of where the runoff, let's say, from my face was going to end up. Because today, as you might be able to detect, I'm running with my music box playing I think I've got the volume business sorted out. Besides, when it's quieter, we should all get an even share of the volume. At the moment, the traffic is still winning. So I've crossed Blenkinsop. Now I'm heading for the Lochside Trail and water. This is normally where I end my recording. So you're going to get a soundscape of the run I did last Wednesday, but backwards. Once again, it's breezy. I think I've lost some fluff off my pop filter. I think the fluff is quite important. It's not just the material. It's more the material passing the edges of things, like wind. When it passes the edge of a plastic shape, will cause some turbulence, some cavitation as the sound goes by, as the wind goes by. And having a fluffy surface in front of this hard edge prevents that. But I think the fluff has a lot to do with the sound damping quality. And I think because I've been using the same 2 fingertips of my disposable gloves, I might have to cut off another 2. It still gives me 8 more digits. So that a pair of gloves will live on way into their past best before date. I could still wear them actually as fingertipless gloves, but I think the material might unravel. Hard to say. This is where I saw the birders last week, the Cooper's hawk. No, I think that was the week before. Yeah, last Wednesday's show was me schlepping around and then running to and from yoga. That was a good show. I like that one. I do listen to them occasionally. Obviously, if I'm editing, I get to hear them in minute detail. But that one, I just pieced together clips that I'd recorded throughout the day. Is the fountain working? Great. Thank you. Did you fill up your bottle?
No, I just had a drink.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good.
I saw them clean this thing last week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the guys from the CRD. There was a girl here with a hose and a brush, and
That's decent, eh?
she washed it down. I said, "Is it okay to drink?" And she said, "Yeah, no toxic chemicals."
Well, it says right from the Souk Reservoir.
Yep. Unfortunately, you can't go up there because it's protected.
It's good that it's protected. That's
For
why
sure.
we have good water.
Well, they don't want people dumping cars in there.
Oh, the watershed's important because even dogs going for a swim.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. In fact, I've been studying watershed maps of Mount Doug. And it's amazing. There's like a ridge line that goes from Glendenning all the way up to the top. And that's the watershed. Everything on that side goes towards the ocean, and anything on this side goes towards Blenkinsop Lake and eventually the gorge. It runs down on either side.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it's interesting topic.
Yeah, well, it's interesting when I meet people on the trails, because I'm always up and down here. Are you from Victoria?
We just moved here in May.
Excellent, great. Well, have a long and healthy stay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so I'm on Lochside Trail now, heading towards Blenkinsop Lake and the reservoir of water that's still there, draining into, I guess it's Blenkinsop Creek, or it eventually flows out at the gorge. Yeah, watershed maps are very interesting. Yeah, I can see the bridge ahead. I'm just passing the 7K post, which has absolutely no relevance to me on this run. It will have slightly more relevance if I pass the 8, because I will have gone 1 kilometer further. The other interesting thing about yesterday's pasta machine run was just at the end of my run, I had to run over the soon-to-be replaced Johnson Street Bridge. And this bridge... Hi there!
How are you?
I'm very well. Where are you heading for?
Oh, just for a good ride.
Oh, okay. I'm going for a short run because I'm saving some energy for you gals.
Okay.
Are you thinking of riding there or not?
I am thinking of riding there.
Maybe you should either get a ride back or take the bus back.
Oh, because the marathon the next weekend.
Not really, just because you might end up just getting bummed out with 4 hours of cycling and 2 hours of running.
Yeah.
It's a 6-hour day. It's 2 hours wasted on the bike, basically, for you. If you could get a ride back, maybe we should ask Sandy to bring her rack.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then she could ride you back to where you could either sling this thing on a bus, or, I don't know, she sometimes goes up to Sydney. You know, she works at Dig This.
Oh, does she? Okay.
But she's not working this weekend. That's why we were free either Saturday or Sunday.
Which is terrific.
It is good. Now, you say that your in-laws are in town, is that right? Or family?
Yeah, Mike's sister.
Okay.
They're from Edmonton.
They might want some quality time together on Saturday morning, which will give you permission to party with us. Wouldn't that be good?
That would be, well, Mike, I think, is running on Saturday morning still, so...
Oh. Does that make anything undoable from my original plan of starting at 10 o'clock?
Sunday would work for me, not Saturday.
Sunday's better?
Yeah, Sunday's better.
We should make sure Sandy gets the right message.
She did.
Good.
She responded to my email.
Excellent. I'm never sure when you send a group email out, if you reply, does everybody get the reply, or is it just if you redirect it to everybody?
You have to reply all.
Okay, I see. I don't know these things. You know, I use the media, I use the internet all the time, but I'm not quite sure how it works. Anyway, I often
message just goes up in the air.
Yeah, I often get 2 identical emails, both addressed to me, but obviously they've got both my email addresses, so they send it out to everybody.
I get that at times too.
Yeah. Right. So I'm going to go up across the bridge, past Roy,
Yeah.
and then onto Mount Doug, up the Blenkinsop Trail,
Alright.
and then home. And that'll
Enjoy
be
your
about
ride.
an hour in all.
Good.
That's all I'm doing today. And I've got yoga tonight.
Oh, excellent. Do you do Bikram or do you do...
No, I
regular?
do a very, very cold yoga actually. It's called bedtime yoga. And we use bolsters and we use foam blocks, and she makes us lie down most of the time. Occasionally we have to do a few downward dogs
Yeah.
and a few sun salutations, but that's just because we're getting cold, you know. But the rest of the time she'll say, lie on your backs and bring your knees to your chest. I mean, what could be more nice than that? You know?
Does that help you sleep?
I don't know. I just enjoy stretching for an hour and 15.
Yeah.
You know, being told what to do. Anyway, I'll see you on. So we're thinking Sunday, right?
We're thinking Sunday. I'm going to double check with Mike. He's
10
got
o'clock
to-
works?
Yeah, 10 o'clock would work Sunday just fine.
Because I can make the connections with the bus if I need to
Okay.
for 10 o'clock.
Okay. I mean, I can always drive, but...
Yeah,
Or I
but
can have
if you
people-
could save fossil fuel, all the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing is that, well, Sandy might want to go to the 6 Mile pub afterwards, but obviously if you have family commitments, you can make a move.
Then again, they're going to get 2 days with me without Mike, without the kids, so they may be ready to get rid of me.
Anyway, I'm gonna make sure that we're all on the same page for Sunday, all right?
Okay.
I got 3 days to get this right, right?
Yeah, 3 days.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Deb. Hi. She just happened to be cycling out this way. She's already done 20 kilometers to get this far. So I'm just about to get onto the bridge. You must think Victoria is an extremely small town. If I keep bumping into people I know. I guess there's two ways of looking at it. Either it's a very small town, or I know a lot of people. So this is back onto the wooden bridge. So far, from Shelbourne to here has been one continuous take. In about 10 minutes, I will be reduced to a hike, which is fine for today's effort level. This is Farmer Roy. The sun is now shining quite nicely on my right. I'm heading northeast. So this is about as quiet as my run has been all day. Just me and the bridge. The trestle bridge. Alright, back onto the gravel. So yoga tonight. Mustn't forget. Yep, and tonight I'm going to bump into Chelsea, who I managed to run across literally on the Cedar Hill golf course. Anyway, I'm looking forward to talking to Sandy when I get back. I guess I'll phone her tonight just to make sure that we are on the same page for Sunday. I see a runner coming towards me. I'll be turning off the trail pretty soon, and I'll be very surprised if I see any runners that I know, because the Blenkinsop Trail is definitely a hike, and almost a hike both ways. Hello! Yeah, I know him by face. He's probably the husband of somebody I know. Hi. This is where Graham and I do a lot of our running, Lockside Trail. Now that I'm no longer driving, we have to use this one because it's within an easy run from his place. And from here, we can extend the run as far as we want. This trail runs pretty much unbroken all the way to Sydney. Hi. Okay, so very soon I'm going to be on the Lobe Runner heading back towards Blenkinsop Road and then up and over Mount Douglas. Actually, it probably won't be up and over. I'll be interested to see what the final altitude is at the highest point. If you are curious, by the way, to see the runs that I'm recording, especially the Wednesday shows, they almost always have a link to the map on the Daily Mile of my GPS route. So you'll see all the stats and the topography. Now I've managed to miss every single one of those kilometer distance reminders, but that's okay. I'll either get to hear them when I'm listening to the show after my lunch, or I'll be able to see them on my device or on my computer on the Daily Mile. Hi. I think I heard somewhere on the internet that Facebook's going to start charging users. Now, I think we've all had enough of an experience with Facebook now, and we're all intertwined with various other more us specific apps. I think giving up Facebook might be the way I would go. I know I'd miss a lot of the things that we've got used to, but quite frankly, a lot of the time that we waste in our days is spent looking at Facebook. We can live without it. I mean, I remember once somebody was saying that the Daily Mile is kind of like Facebook for active people, but it might actually be a spin-off from Facebook, which would mean that if Facebook is no longer one of your sites of choice, maybe you won't have access to the Daily Mile. Who knows? Alright, so I'm running up Low Runner now. Hopefully I'll catch 2 runners up ahead. I've actually moved over to the opposite side of the road. Well, the girl started walking now, so I'd probably catch her, but the old guy, he's still going. Yep, girl's still walking, the guy's still running, and now she started running. They both seem to be heading my way. The choice is left or right. I'm going left. I hate this hill. I hate this hill. Good work. I was saying I hate this hill.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
Your friend took off on you.
That's my husband.
Oh wow.
I'm getting over shingles, he's not.
Are you going up the Blenkinsop Trail?
Sorry?
Are you going up?
No,
You're going to stay on Blenkinsop?
when we go down to past Whaley and then down. You even sunny me?
Yeah.
So this is our time to do. Whoops. Yeah, I'm getting over shingles, so it's been
I'm going to go up the Blenkinsop Trail, so
you go
my
on.
running days are over for a little while. I'll run on the other side. This side's too steep. He's finally stopped and turned around to see where his wife is. Thank you. So this is the trailhead at Blenkinsop. This is the base of Blenkinsop Trail. I've got about 10 seconds of running and then it's hike. Up. This is therapy for my tendon. My Achilles will get a reasonably good stretch now for about 10 minutes as I climb this unrunnable trail. Yeah, we're now fading into bliss here. Yeah, well, I guess I can now apologize for the noise earlier on, but I'm pretty sure that I've been running about 48 minutes now. I know I heard the 10 o'clock bell, so to speak, from my Ironman watch. It's funny how my watch used to be such a feature in my training, but now with all these reliable apps, we don't need to start and stop our watches anymore, which is good. It's made us more sociable. You know why? Because now, like today, there were 2 or 3 situations when I stopped to talk to people who normally in the old days I wouldn't have wanted to pause my watch or just leave it running. I would just run on. So that's what I'm saying. These auto pause features have made us a little more sociable once again. 39:42. When I have it set on trail running, it tells me how many minutes I've been out. So 39 minutes, and the first 7 I wasn't recording, so I still have credit for my recorder. I still probably have 15 minutes more of recording before I head back to suburbia. Mind you, I can run long, but I just don't like taking up too much of your time listening to me in the glory zone. Now the sun is definitely reflecting off the sweat on my eyelids, my lower lids and cheeks, glossed with sweat. Well, I've taken enough pictures here. I'm still going to have to take one more, but not even. I probably have something very suitable in my archive of photographs. The number of times I've run on Mount Doug, the number of times I've taken movies on Mount Doug. I've learnt how to do the screenshot. It's an excellent source of action footage. Quite often you run a video and there's that one frame that just is in focus that sums the whole thing up for you. Well, then you hit the space bar and it freezes that frame on the screen of your computer, and then for Mac users you hold down, I think it's Control Option 3 or something like that, and you hear the shutter sound, and you know you've taken a picture of whatever was on the screen at that moment. Yep, I might well do that, because I have footage from this side Or maybe I'll just take a picture. Hang on. I'll take a picture, it's quicker and easier. I'm just putting the recorder on a rock here. Yeah, this sums up the run for me today. Yeah, this is nice. Got it. I can also check my stats.
Workout start.
41 minutes so far, which means that I probably have 31 minutes of recording. Alright, 6.18 kilometers. Let's get the music back on again. Alright. Now I'm dripping sweat off my face. Alright, so back on the trail. Sorry about the little break, but I really didn't want to ruin a good iPhone by rushing. If I had dropped the device, I would have almost certainly cracked something. That's what I don't like about the iPhone 4S. It has breakable surfaces on both sides. The back plate and the front can be cracked. The iPod Touch had a stainless steel back, which made it almost bulletproof. Up, up, up. So I took a picture of the Blenkinsop Trail sign, which was mounted at ankle height. You probably won't get that from the picture. It's just a small cube up. This is where I'm getting close to my maximum elevation for this side of Mount Doug. Yep, the autopause lady is cutting in now because of the speed of, or lack of it, of my progress. It should be running now all the way back to my house. I will stop recording when I get to Harvest Lane, which will be 10 minutes from home. Okay, this is the highest point. Now it's a roller coaster ride down from, I'm guessing, maybe 100 meters down to 40 meters. I have to look out for not tripping. This is the fun stuff that could suddenly become a little bit too painful. Falling here wouldn't be good. Okay, Now I'm swinging around on Todd Trail, heading towards Whitaker again. Candyman around again. Oh, there's a little dog. Where there's a little dog, there's probably a little old lady. No, it's two guys. Two old guys. Hello. Hi.
Well done.
Thank you. He was fist bumping me there. A guy of my age, probably. I get a lot of positive reinforcement from my community, which is great. I can't wait to hear some of this week's podcasts. They already start. Sometimes the week starts with Norman on Tuesday, and then I'm kind of committed now for Wednesday. And then Norman and Jim, they quite often post around Friday, Saturday, and then I get Sunday to post my solo adventures. This Sunday will be with Sandy and Deb at Royal Roads. You heard it first here. Hello.
Whoops, sorry, I'll let you go by.
Hi.
Hi. Morning.
The second dog was in full flight, chasing the first one. You see that blue jay?
Yeah.
That blue jay was that squawk. There he is again. The Toronto Blue Jays helped make Dunedin, Florida famous. Apparently they do their spring training there, if I've got that right. So far I've seen 2 or 3 people, and there was the woman at the beginning. Oh no, before that, there were the Chinese people at the rec center. They were all outside, watching me get wet from the drinking fountain. They were playing some kind of card game. It wasn't with Oriental cards, it was basic cards. It looked like they were playing maybe bridge. There was definitely 4 of them and a couple of spectators. But I think the rec center puts on like a Chinese speakers club on Wednesdays. All the other announcements I've missed today. I probably missed my 10,000 steps one. So I'm just finishing off on Mount Doug again. This is Upper Whitaker. I'm going to go down onto Harvest Lane and finish up on San Juan. So this next little bit, it's going to be the end of my downhill running, and then I hit my neighborhood streets. This is definitely the spot to be. My soul is complete here. The music that's playing is a download of a 4.5-hour Grateful Dead stream that gets put out from Martha's Vineyard.
49, 13, distance, 7, workout average pace, 7, 1.
I actually heard that one. 7:1 is my pace. Very soon I'm going to be turning off this glory highway and on to the streets of my fair burb. Well, I think my cadence has been a little slow today, but as I was saying to Deb, I am saving my energy for her and Sandy on Sunday. It's Wednesday today. Now that is a coincidence, eh? Bumping into somebody that I emailed about an hour ago. She probably read the email, fired one up to Sandy, correcting the day, and then got on her bike. So this is going to be hopefully a pleasant episode for everybody. I'm saying hi to Michael Davis, Jim Daly or Dally, Norm as in the Berg, the Normster, Normie. Okay, so over the tree stump. Beside a fallen tree, brushing up against a spiky bush. Now there's a little knee-high tree that I have to jump over. Okay, put a foot on it like a hurdler in the Olympics. Amazing sport, that one. They have to run on the 400-meter track 4 or 5 or 6 laps. I'm not sure. I think it's a 3-kilometer event. And on every lap they have to come into the infield and jump over a solid hurdle. The other hurdles on the track are more like the high hurdles that they use in the track and field event. But this one is specifically built, probably waist-high barrier that the people have to jump over, and there's a water trough on the far side, and they try and clear as far as they can so they don't have to wade through the water. But why they should have to jump through water, I don't know, but there we go, 10,000 steps. That is the Olympic distance 3-kilometer hurdles. So this is Carlos, the running jackal, just approaching a guy with a weed whacker on Harvest Lane. So I will say goodbye to you today for the Wednesday show. Bye bye.